Syria is located in the Mesopotamia area.
The civilization of the planet began here.
These territories have always been rich in resources.
In fact, these territories have always been inside great empires of antiquity.
And even today, they are the richest points of oil and natural gas on the planet.
At the beginning of the 20th century, the British and the French were interested in having control over the Middle East just for oil.
But they had an obstacle, the Ottoman Empire.
To send the Ottomans away, the British and the French exploited the people,
promising them a national governed by them in democracy, the Great Arabia.
The Arabs drove the Ottomans, but instead of their nation, they were divided into many small states.
Syria, Jordan, Turkey, etc., controlled by French or English governments.
It is very important to say that the Arabs are a people, not a religion.
In fact, among the Arabs there are Christians, Jews and Muslims.
Another important distinction to be made is that there are Shiites and Sunnis, which are two branches of Islam.
These two branches have always had a difficult relationship.
After the Second World War, the Arabs managed to send away the Europeans, who in the meantime formed Israel.
This is the moment when anarchy became widespread.
From this situation emerged a new ideology, Baathism, an idea that united the dream of a single Arab nation with socialist ideas.
But above all, Baathism was not religious.
Throughout the Arab world, Baathism became a concrete reality.
After being elected presidents, they became dictators, remaining in power for many years.
This happened also in Syria, where Hafez al-Assad took power.
Hafez al-Assad is remembered for representing the left part of the Ba'ath Party and for his harsh methods of suppressing protests.
Hafez al-Assad dies in the 2000s, and his son Bashar al-Assad succeeds him. In theory, Assad's son brings big modernity in the nation, like the internet, trying to modernize the nation.
Between the end of 2010 and the beginning of 2011, a series of protests began in all the Arab countries in which there was a dictatorship.
The people fought for democracy and freedom.
In 2011, the uprising began in Syria and Assad fights with the weapons.
The protest will increase to become a civil war in 2011. It's important to say that in Syria, most of the population is Sunni, while only a small part is Shiites.
All thought the Syrian state is not religious. Assad is Shiite, and the people do not like it.
First faction of the opposition to the Assad government that is created is the Free Syrian Army. They are soldiers deserted passed by the side of the rebels.
In addition to the Free Syrian Army, there are the extremists of ISIS and al-Nusra, who want to impose Sharia throughout the state.
Finally, there are the Kurds, a people who claim their nation, Kurdistan.
And they are on the front line to fight ISIS.
All the factions present in the war today can be summarized in this slide.
And here we can see how the problem has affected the whole world.
Today, the situation in Syria is this.
Assad in red appears to have a clear advantage over the other factions.
Even if a few years ago in the first position for the victory there was ISIS.
The Kurds, after making a great effort against ISIS, today have conquered a large part of the territory.
As we have seen, the Syrian war has involved all the great world's powers, but still today there is no solution of peace.